I didn't understand this until it was too late. Not because no one told me, but because I was too busy living to listen. When you're young, you think time moves slowly. When you're old, you realize it never stopped moving at all. I'm 78 now. I live alone in a quiet house that still smells faintly like coffee in the mornings, even though no one's made it in years. I had a long marriage, a decent career, children who grew up faster than I noticed. From the outside, it looked like a good life, and in many ways, it was. But there's a difference between a full life and a present one. I didn't know that then. My mistake wasn't loud. It didn't arrive with shouting or slammed doors. It showed up quietly. It was saying, "We'll talk later," and meaning it. It was choosing work because it felt productive. It was being tired instead of being curious. I didn't ignore the people I loved. I just postponed them. I thought love could survive on memory. That relationships were something you maintained once, then revisited when life slowed down. Life never slowed down. I listened with half an ear. I answered while looking somewhere else. I noticed changes and assumed I'd ask about them someday. Someday became a habit. The moment that changed everything didn't feel dramatic. It was a hospital room. White walls. A chair pulled too close to the bed. Machines humming softly like they were trying not to interrupt us. I remember thinking how strange it was that this room had no memories in it, and yet it was about to hold the heaviest one of my life. I sat there, holding a hand I had held for decades, a hand I thought I knew completely, and suddenly time felt very small. She looked at me, tired but clear, and said something I still hear when the house is quiet. She said, "I wish you'd been here more, even when you were right beside me." She didn't say it angrily. That's what hurt the most. She said it like someone finally setting down a weight they'd been carrying alone. Love isn't built in the big moments. Those just make the photographs. Love is built in noticing, in asking questions without needing a reason, in staying a few minutes longer when you're already tired. The truth is, people don't drift apart because of betrayal. They drift apart because of familiarity, because we assume presence without practicing it, because we stop being curious about the people we love most. I thought providing was the same as participating. I thought being there physically was enough. It wasn't. What mattered wasn't the years we had. It was how often I showed up inside them. If someone important to you walked into the room right now, would you really see them? Would you notice what's changed? Would you know what they're worried about lately? When was the last time you asked a question without checking the time? I'm not asking you to fix anything, just to notice. One day, without warning, life will stop negotiating. There will be a last conversation you didn't know was the last. A routine goodbye that deserved more attention. Regret doesn't come from what we did wrong. It comes from what we assumed we could do later. Later is not promised. It never was. But if you're listening to this, you're still in the middle of your story. There's still time to sit a little closer, to listen without waiting to speak, to be fully there while you still can. I would give anything to have one ordinary evening back, one quiet moment I didn't rush through. You don't have to learn this the hard way. If this reminded you of someone, maybe tell them today. Sometimes, reflection is how we keep from losing what matters most. And if you feel like it, share your thoughts or your story below.